Welcome back, everybody. It's Solak here. I am coming back to these little readings of Spirit Oracle cards. Um, I've had a few days of a break. Felt very intense energies going on, and you probably as well. And now I'm coming back, and this should be like a daily inspirational um, insight as a guidance. So today I decided to do a three-part reading, basically, still based on animal cards. These are different ones, new ones I saw. They came actually in a magazine. How cool is that? They're just different animals, 60 different angel animal spirit guides or something. Some complicated title, which is ridiculous. But they have a message on each one, um, on each card, behind the cards. So I haven't even looked at them all yet, but I just felt like I'm gonna pick three cards. Today I'm wearing, you probably saw it, maybe you didn't see it, it's so tiny, this beautiful swan feather. Actually, I'm gonna take it out and show you. A dear friend once gave them to me because they have so many swans where they live, and they found loads of feathers, you know, when they do their nests and everything. So gave me a few of them, and I adore it because the swan is one of my dear power animals. Here we go. This feather shall guide us today. It is the 10th of September 2019, but it doesn't mean this reading is meant to be exactly for today. Obviously, the more you look at it today, the better. What I'll just do a general insight, a general reading of three main animal cards, animal spirits, meaning coming from the past. So one animal will symbolize where we just come from or where we've been emotionally, physically, mentally. It doesn't matter what level you interpret it with. I'm sure you'll pick something out of it that is related to you, or is relating to you, resonating with you at this moment in time. So have fun with it and just pick what you feel will inspire your day and light up the path to feeling better, feeling more joyful, feeling more connected. Because when we are connected, if you think about it, there is only pure overflowing joy. When we feel connected, there is never a need to change things, to manipulate anything, to surrender more. Is really then an act of witnessing, observing, and embracing what is, and focusing on what we love. I guess the universe will bring more in of what we love. So let's have a look. I shall shuffle them. I deliberately took my glasses off, not because I put contact lenses in, as sometimes I do that too. I sometimes cheat a little bit. We can afford that as human beings. We are so imperfect anyway. So I just felt like if I take them off, I will be even more tuned in with myself, even more bothered about what's coming up inside, what I see as with my inner eye, because I'm short-sighted. I see the distance very, very badly, and close up is better. But even here to the camera, I just see a blur of myself, which I prefer, because then I can focus on this. So, lovely peoples, let's see. So I do three more conscious shuffles. 1, 2, and 3, guys. So then the middle card, I didn't even say yet, finish saying that yet, will be the present moment. If we carry on like this, what's happening right now, what's actually what is going on in this very moment in time. And then the third card will give an insight, an outlook onto the near future, onto tomorrow, onto the next moment, or the next step, if you like. So basically for you to step into this next phase of your life, or at least into tomorrow, for example. If you carry on the way you've been, where you're coming from, into the future. Like I said, to become a better us. So 3, and I'll cut the pack. And I shall spread them out a bit like that. Okay. This is where we're coming from at the moment. One card is exactly that one. It's a bit stuck. Ah, it's the cow. Oops. The cow. So interesting. I've just come off my phone, having gone through some things of activism and stuff, and I came across a video with some adorable cows. You probably know I'm on my way to plant-based nutrition. Ironically, it says that the logo or the symbol for this spirit animal is all got to do with nourishment. So if we think about it, the dairy industry is so big. We've maybe felt recently how we want to change our relationship to food and how we nourish ourselves, because they do say we are what we eat. So if you think about it, the more I've heard of this also from another amazing teacher, spiritual teacher and guru from India called Sadhguru, he would explain it very, very well with the whole veganism and whatever. I mean, I understand when people have really bad allergies to things and certain foods, but most of us, to be honest, are not fit to ingest and digest dairy products. Sorry, I don't want to do like some moral speech, but this is very symbolic. Maybe you've recently noticed how the dairy is not good for us. We do consume and abuse the whole industry of what we do with the cows, and the fact that the baby veals, the baby cows, if they are males, they get instantly shot, most of them, and used as beef and for the meat industry. Also the fact that these poor mother cows, they are suffering a lot at the moment in the world. So you could even reflect it back onto ourselves. So where have I malnourished myself recently? I don't just mean food, guys. That could also be with people's opinions, with arguments, with voices within ourselves, in our heads, or, you know, the bad voice, like the little angel and the little devil. Maybe we've been listening and been torn apart too much by controversial things or negative words, thoughts, conversations, people, or even negative influences by listening to news, anything to do with a heavy impact on us, on our system. We may have noticed that we're becoming literally allergic to it, or bloated. I notice many people around me at the moment, I don't know why, but they have been experiencing a lot of bloating. They don't even understand why and how. Sometimes I look at myself and think, like, I feel like I look like I'm pregnant, but it's so strange. If we are looking at the energetic side of things in the world right now, there is a lot of implosion going on, a lot of build up. So please make sure, if you're coming from that, if that resonates with you, to make space within yourself, to clear out the clutter. That could be physically in the home, in the house, it's been calling you. I can highly recommend this Japanese amazing angel lady called Marie Kondo, and her method is just like miracle working. She has this best mixed version of Feng Shui and all the possibly, effective decluttering systems. She knows how. Yeah, you can find her books or even YouTube videos. I would say YouTube is the new teaching platform. If you want to know something, how to do something, I'm sure you find a video. on YouTube. So yeah, this symbolizing the past, where we come from, and what's been occupying, um, what has been occupying our minds, our hearts. Make yourself some thoughts over the past, recent past, where, how do I nourish myself? Who is benefiting from it? Yeah. And what can I change? What is calling you? I'm getting now a card for the present. Oh, this is the card, the very card of the very feather I've been choosing tonight. I don't know why, but this is obviously very apt. The swan has come along, as I thought it would be very apt. And I love it how it looks there as if there is a sunset. The most beautiful card, I must admit. I love these interpretations. So the swan has swum into our consciousness. And my dog just decided to come and join us. Baloo, come. You want to see the camera? Come here, Baloo. It's always after food. We were talking about nourishment. No, Baloo, come here. Come here. Come here. Look at you. Let's have a look. Baloo. Oh no, he's going. Never mind. Well, I'll show him to you another time. He's gone out again. So the swan is definitely a symbol of grace. They also say divine grace, God's grace, which happened to be the true meaning and translation of my name Anna, means also grace, or the gracious one, divine grace. And here it's even interpreted as the feminine grace. So no matter if you're a male out there, or in a mixed body, or a woman, a child, a teenager, doesn't matter who you are and what shape and form you chose to come down to this earth with, as the divine feminine is entering our present lives. Meaning, to me anyway, that we are requested to become more receptive, more intuitive, more in touch with this maybe somewhat illogical side. It's a very intuitive intelligence. They also say intelligence is not just the IQ of someone. There is many different intelligences on many different levels. So intelligence can be also emotional intelligence, spiritual intelligence, or social intelligence. You name it. I'm sure there is something about it. Or like Einstein said, you can't teach, for example, a fish how to fly unless you're one of those flying fishes. And just like, for example, the school system, the education in the world, the main Western education system, is not really fit for everyone, because intelligence is multidiverse. We think and act and, are in the world very different. I think this is also calling us to be individually ourselves, to step up to who we came here to be. So by listening more to our bodies and our impulses and our intuitive bodies, we also are asked or invited, let's say that, invited to be more in touch with our intuition, to be more fluid, more gentle, more graceful. Like imagine a swan, as soon as it comes out of the water, it wobbles like a duck. It's not as aesthetic as when it flows and glides over the water and knows exactly where, in which element it is most majestic and most fluid. So the swan knows its power and sails through the waters of life best when it's in touch with water. I would say for us in this present moment, what's the most important message is to find our own elements and step up to it, step into it, really feel it with all our senses and take our time, which will lead us to the next card. Time is an illusion anyway. Let's see what's coming through. If we carry on like this, staying in touch with our instincts as well, let's say, let's see what comes up next. This one. In that case, once we really slow down and get in touch with ourselves, we can then step up into the more spirited side of ourselves, which is the goat. Ironically, again I must admit, I am like a mountain goat in the astrological signs. I'm a Capricorn, born Capricorn, with an Aquarian star sign, rising sun. But the goat is the most interesting of all animals, because many humans have pondered often about over the goat meaning. What's the purpose of a goat? I know people sadly still want to like to eat lamb, but there is also something very innocent about it and something very stubborn. I think the goat is inviting you to get that, brave but quite a little tough nut type of energy, to get that adventure out in you and go and explore with what you know. Once you know who you are better in touch with that, you can then be a bit more cheeky and step out of your boundaries, out of your comfort zone, I would say. But first you have to find your comfort zone, where you have to find who you are and how you are and who you are best at what. And so with that, you have tools. You have tools to be spontaneous, tools to be more daring, tools to be just the more free-spirited kind, and experiment with it. So play with it. Please play with it. Play with the goat spirit and go on an adventure. It could be an inner journey. It could be explore a new hobby or subject or books that you maybe wanted to read for ages, and finally you're gonna go out there and grab that book and finally sit down and have a nice read on a beautiful spot in nature or wherever in your bedroom. And or of course book that plane or boat, or book this train. I'm starting to rhyme now, it's better to stop. And go for a journey or this trip that you've longed for so long. Yeah, with this I'll leave you to it, and I already look forward to the next little mini reading with our power animal cards. So I wish you a nice rest of the evening, wherever you are in the world, and blessed be. Namaste.